satellites saying, Victor?
Right now, not a goddamn thing. I lost the signal.
Hey, you know what never loses signal? Paper. Alright, this route right here should take us straight to the volcano. Might get a little bumpy, though.
Let's get the show on the road.
Okay.
Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here and welcome back to another Uncharted 4 video. So, you guys might remember a little while back I uploaded some Uncharted 4 multiplayer gameplay on the channel, but today I have some campaign stuff for you. And if you guys are Uncharted fans, then this is what it's all about. Of course, multiplayer is fun, but ultimately, well at least in my opinion, when you're playing an Uncharted game, you're generally playing it for the story because this is what it's all about. So, I think you guys are going to really enjoy this one. I was actually at an event last week where I got to go hands-on with a short demo where we got to explore some of Madagascar. We got to test out the vehicle handling. We got to test out some of the new combat stuff. There's a load of cool new mechanics that we actually got to try out in this demo here. So that's what I'm going to be running through in the background. But what I want to do first is kind of just talk to you guys about my impressions, you know, how it played, how it felt, and about some of the new things. And then, of course, at the end, I will just let you guys watch the rest of the gameplay. But if you guys do want to see a raw version of this, if you don't want to listen to my commentary, then I have also left a link to this same video on our second channel, the 269 channel, in the description box down below. You can go over there and that one has no commentary whatsoever, so if you just want to enjoy it as it is, then feel free to go and check that one out. But if you do care about what I have to say and you do want to listen to what I think about the game, then let's get started. So if you do enjoy this, then a like would be super appreciated, and comment down below and also let me know what you guys think. But first of all, it just looks absolutely outstanding. I mean, they definitely chose a really good sort of section to let's try out, because when you are driving around the open Madagascar plains, it just looks absolutely outstanding. I mean, Uncharted has always been a visually impressive game anyway, but yeah, Uncharted 4 definitely looks really, really nice. But in this demo here, what we've basically got is, this is a sample of some of the slightly more open exploration areas. Of course, we do still have a very kind of like focused path which we're aiming towards, but we do still also have the option to basically go around and explore. I mean, it is an Uncharted game, right? So it's all about exploring, and we now have the Jeep. And this is one of the things that I was super impressed with. I've often found in the past that if you have a game that is, say, not focused around driving, and then they add a car into it, or they add some kind of vehicle into it, invariably ends up feeling a little bit weird, because it's normally something that's just been tacked on, and it ends up not handling too well and just feeling a bit clunky. But they've clearly put a lot of work into the way that the actual car feels, because handling is really, really good. It actually feels like a proper part of an Uncharted game. They put a big focus on the handling and the driving physics. There are even parts of the environments where you actually have to use a car. For example, it'll be, you know, too steep a slope and you can't get up yourself, so you use the car. And there'll also be parts where, say, the slopes will be too slippery, so you either need to drive between rocks, or you actually have a winch on the front as well, which is a really cool mechanic. You'll actually see that later on in the gameplay. You get to use that to, you know, do things like pull down bridges or pull you up slopes. There are some really inventive uses with that, but the car itself does feel really good. It's also got a really good handbrake as well, which is something that I personally really enjoy. Anytime I get in a car, I'm like, you know what, where's the handbrake? I want to do those handbrake turns. But yeah, I am definitely really impressed with it. It's definitely not one of those things where they've just tacked it on to kind of give you a driving experience. It does feel really good, does really have its uses. And of course, in an open area like this, like the Madagascar plains, if you're running around on foot, it would take you absolutely ages to get anywhere. So yeah, the car is definitely something that's super cool. Also, one of the other things that's really cool about the car as well is, as you guys know, like when you're playing on Uncharted, there's obviously always that dialogue back and forth between, you know, the different characters. So we're playing as Drake, and of course there's Sully and Drake's brother in the car. But one of the really cool things, it's a really small touch, but it's also really cool, is that if you're having a conversation with someone in the car and you just randomly stop the car and get out, they won't just continue the conversation to the point where, you know, you walk away and you can no longer hear it. They'll just be like, oh, and they'll stop. You then run off and do your thing, you get back in, and then they'll resume the conversation. So while again, that might just seem like a really small thing, it's also just another way of sort of showing, you know, how the actual vehicle has been really kind of sort of thought out in its inclusion. But moving away from the vehicle for a second, beyond this point, we actually get to do some combat at the end of the chapter. And there are some new combat things here as well. So of course, you guys might remember that if you played Uncharted before, you do obviously have the ability to sometimes stealth behind people, take them out, and then, you know, someone might not have heard. But they tried to put a slightly stronger emphasis this time around on the actual stealth gameplay. Of course, it is still optional. You can still go in guns blazing. You can still go in any way you want. But for those people that do want to play stealthily, you know, you've got long grass, which you can actually sneak through. There's also a new threat mechanic as well. So when you actually look at enemies, if you happen to, say, run out of cover, they'll have like a little diamond that starts to build up. And at first it's grey. Then when it goes yellow, it means they've kind of spotted you and they're going to go and investigate. And if it goes red, of course, it means they've actually seen you and they're just going to go full out hostile and combat ensues. But that's really cool because, of course, it does mean that later on in the gameplay, as you'll see, you can actually use that yellow to your advantage. You can then draw someone near to you, take them out. And of course, if you take someone out in long grass, then it will just pull them down and you'll hide them in the grass. But of course, if you take someone out in the open area, they're just left lying around. So in terms of stealth, it's not full-on stealth. You can't just take someone out and go and grab their body and drag it into the grass from, like, you know, miles away. So it's still one of those things where you do have to be slightly tactical about it, but the option is, of course, there if you want to. Plus, you can now mark enemies as well. You can actually look at them, aim down your sights, you click in the left stick, and you can actually mark an enemy. So if you are trying to do that stealthy playthrough, you can walk around the outskirts, find all your enemies, tag them, mark them, and then when you go back, you can actually see those marks through buildings, through walls and stuff. So it's a really good way to keep track of people if you do want to go around, you know, trying to take them out as efficiently as possible. But of course, again, that is ultimately down to you. You do have the options to go in guns blazing, and generally speaking, it will probably end up that way at some point, because while you can take down some enemies stealthily, there'll be some of them that are just far too open that you'll invariably end up just having to, you know, shoot and attract some attention. But it is still a really welcome, nice new addition because it just adds some more variety to the gameplay. Now, beyond that, in terms of actual feel, it's just, you know, it's an Uncharted game. If you guys have played it before, then you know what to expect. You know, it just feels great. It's ultimately all about exploring, climbing, platforming, all that stuff like that. And everything else you can probably just see from the gameplay. So that is pretty much it. I'm not going to talk for this entire video. I just want to give you guys a little bit of insight into my impressions, how the game played, all that good stuff, and some of the new stuff. So hopefully that's at least kind of give you guys some context. But for the rest of this video, I'm going to let you guys watch it out. So hopefully you do enjoy it. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. And also let me know if you want to see more Uncharted 4 on the channel. It's definitely a game. I've played all the Uncharted. I'm a massive fan of the series, so it's something I will definitely be playing regardless. But if you guys want to see videos on the channel, then I can obviously do a complete playthrough versus, of course, just bring you guys a select few videos. Either way, you decide. Let me know. But thanks for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.
So Nathan, you're thinking Avery, too, and some other big shot pirates pooled their treasure and came out here because... why exactly?
Who knows? Maybe for protection? British authorities are closing in on them.
Sure. Maybe he helped them disappear. I mean, the guy clearly had a knack for hiding things.
Let's go check out that tower.
I'll come with. It's in pretty good shape for something several hundred years old.
Yeah. Definitely ruins from Avery's era. Sam, look.
That's Christopher Condon's sigil. He's captain of the Fiery Dragon, operated out of Madagascar around Avery's time. So maybe Avery recruits pirate captains to, what, be his lookouts? That don't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Well, maybe each captain was responsible for a tower, along with providing the men for it. Whatever the case, this certainly isn't our final stop on our tour.
Got some big plans for this winch. There, that ought to do it.
Well, that looked like fun.
Steeper than it looks. All right, ready?
Give it a shot.
Here we go. Steady. Steady. See, Sully? Winch. Totally worth it.
We cleared a hill. It hasn't exactly paid for itself.
Well, yeah. Small victories.
Yeah, well, I'll celebrate the big ones.
Feast your eyes, gentlemen.
Wow.
Spectacular.
Just imagine, you've come here, a well-to-do pirate far away from your oppressive government.
Oh, poor oppressed pirates. All they wanted to do was to murder and pillage in peace.
No, they wanted to live as free men.
Well, if you're gonna pick a place to run away from society, you could do a lot worse than here.
It's taken forever to get to this volcano.
Patience, Victor, patience. Do you know how those pirates got here? They had to start in England.
I'll be right back.
Hey.
Sorry. Back in a sec. All right, all done.
So, as I was saying, Do you know how those pirates got here? They had to start in England, sail to Brazil, then cut back across the Atlantic to South Africa, and they figured all that out with paper, charts, and by looking at the stars.
Hey, you're describing sailing to a former squid.
The point is, we got it pretty easy.
Yeah, well, still taking a long time.
Stay put.
You see something?
Thanks for waiting.
Oh, would you look at that?
Oh, shit! Stop! Stop!
I see him.
What do we got?
Military types poking around.
Nadine's guys?
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Looks like they found an old colony outpost.
But the wrong one, right?
That's the good news.
That means it's bad news.
The only route to the volcano is straight through them.
Oh, shit. You do have the drop on them.
What's the play here, Nathan?
Just follow my lead.
What the? Shit. What was that?
Ah, shit! They're coming!
Gotcha, China.
Save my ass again, Sully. Okay. I think that's it.
God damn it. Rafe and Nadine must have dozens of guys out here. I mean, they could just stumble onto the treasure through blind luck.
Jesus, these pirates really need to work on their infrastructure.
Now, how do we get out of here?
Again with the winch, Sully. Pretty handy, right?
I wasn't against getting the winch. I was against getting ripped off.
Sully, just how well do you know Nadine?
Why?
I was thinking maybe you can contact her, convince her to call off her goons.
Yeah, right.
What if we promise her a bigger cut than Rafe?
No, that's not how she operates. She's more of a money-up-front kind of mercenary. The Rafe's got the advantage there.
Look, shoreline.